Hi, my name is Sherry McKeon, and this is Cross Potent, and I'm going to do a video for Farming by the Moon for April 2019. And today is the 17th, and I've been on vacation, that's why I haven't put up the video before now. So I'm gonna briefly go over what's been going on. The Sun has been in Aries, Venus is in Pisces, Mercury's also in Pisces. Mars has gone into Gemini. Saturn and Pluto are in Capricorn. Uranus is in Aries. Jupiter's in Sagittarius. Neptune in Pisces. So these three are in their own home sign. Saturn is in Capricorn. Jupiter is in Sag. And Neptune is in Pisces. It's like very comfortable. Venus in Pisces is also very comfortable in Aries, and the Sun in Aries is comfortable too, but not quite as comfortable. So there's a lot of energy that's really good. This is going to be a great growing season for your plants. There's a lot of blessed energy in the planets in general this year, like pretty much we haven't seen for a couple of years, really. So the beginning of the month was kind of slow with we had some Mercury retrograde energy, and it was all this Pisces energy, and I went on vacation. I said, forget all that. So we came back after the new moon. We came back, and I've been outside. I might be a little dirty because I've been outside gardening. My husband got these cute gloves with little doggy paw prints. They're so cute. So one of the things I wanted to mention for the second half of the month is that there's some interesting void of courses going on. After the 15th, of course, we are coming into Libra tonight, but as of right now, there's a lot of Virgo energy going on, and this is after the second quarter begins, and we're really in the waxing right now, coming up to the full moon. So this is a gaining energy. The water table's coming up, the humidity's coming up, it's clutching the soil more, and this is an earthy energy. So there was a very long void of course, which is between the last major aspect and when the moon changes signs, there's a little gap, and it's called void of course, and it's usually kind of like a mishmashy feeling of like the moon is kind of directionless or something. There's a lot of ways to explain it, but void of course, kind of self-explanatory, I think. But it was 8 hours on Monday, and it's interesting because there's planets at like the 29th degree. We're getting these very short void of courses, and very like a 65-minute void of course, and then like 12 hours and 12 hours, but I'll get into that. So today, finally, Mercury went into Aries. I feel so much better. I have like 5 points in Pisces, so getting excuse me, getting Mercury out of that, it was great for me. Finally feel like the vacation's over. And there is 5 hours of this brand new Mercury energy that's void of course moon before the moon hits Libra tonight. So there's like this 5 to 6 hour void of course. Even though Mercury just came into the new Aries, it's like we're still like, what? Wait, what? Very interesting energies today, but I needed to get this video done because we're back now and I gotta get things rolling. So I'm gonna continue with the rest of the month. So we're gonna have a Libra energy. This is good for thoughts around the farm. You know, Libra is often considered the opposite of Aries, which is your first self sign, and Libra is kind of like our diplomacy of dealing with and negotiating with and coming to conclusions with, you know, another. So this energy is of kind of like wanting to get things done, opposite the Aries, There's a push-pull, often involves other people, other groups, other excuse me, elements. Also, this you can also think of your, like, in a farm situation, you're the manager of the farm. Your equipment is in effect your crew to some degree. So a lot of times people consider equipment under Aries because it's steel, or under Virgo as stuff that we manipulate and organize. But often I find that, you know, people are very fond of their tractors they pay $100,000 for, and these are like other personalities. You get to know the sound of the tractor and how it's rolling and everything, and it can often represent the other in Libra. And I feel like this is a very good time to check out your equipment, especially your very expensive tractors. Really go through the motions, pop the hood, check the filters, all that. Kick the tires, you know, if you're a farmer, you know what I'm talking about. Also, horse trailers, any kind of big equipment you have that's something you really are going to rely on to accomplish your things. You need to think of that in this energy that's going to be going on for the rest of this week, because we're coming into Scorpio, and this is going to be coming into kind of a full moon energy. There's going to be a wonderful time to finish projects with this sun in Aries, full moon in Libra. It's just going to be for here where we're at in the Mississippi Valley for half the day, and then later, after a very short 1.5 hour void of course, it's going to pop into Scorpio and be moving on, which is then into more like compost piles and dealing with you know, your horses and your vet checkups and shots and medical stuff and anything that might need to be done, castrating your animals, those sorts of things, harvesting and slaughtering animals, those sorts of things after that Scorpio energy begins throughout this weekend. So you've got the sun also moving into Taurus, which is opposite that energy, although it's not a full moon because they move past the peak. That is a very opposite energy still, and take advantage of that to get those sorts of things done. Venus then goes into Aries, which is going to be a wonderful feeling of things kind of being jazzed up a little bit more. There's been a lot of Pisces energy, and that's all kind of getting moved out now, and it's coming into Taurus and Aries energy. So let's see, with this Scorpio fertilize is with this full moon, the moisture is going to be around. Get all your fertilizing and your whatever your amenities you need in your soil. As we come into Sagittarius, good time for looking at your horses, also vet checkups, but it's more travel for fun. That's more of your exercise. Keep in mind, this is one of those void of course for 12-hour days. Also, 2 Sundays in a row, you're going to have that. So don't push yourself. Try to exercise. Try to teach youngsters under the Sagittarius energy. As we come into Capricorn, this is your set your posts, logging, fencing, furniture products. Very short void, of course. You probably won't even notice it. As we get through here, the light of the moon is decreasing. It's called waning down, because we're going to come into the full moon now, because this was the new moon, excuse me, coming into the new moon. This was the full moon here. So this moonlight is getting less and less. So this is kind of a wrapping up of things, a good time to wrap up your carpentry projects and stuff. This is an earth sign, and also Capricorn can be like a legacy sign, a sign of legacies and traditions and those sorts of things, which are often around. I personally, in my family, we recolored some of our old photos from our great-grandparents and had them professionally recolored, And that was a really nice Capricorn energy. We've got Saturn in Capricorn right now, and I thought that would be very advantageous energy to rekindle the love of my great-grandma and stuff. So take advantage of that Capricorn energy. You're going to have a lot of that with Saturn in Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn. This has a lot to do with the generations and older structures, acknowledging, remembering them, but you don't necessarily means you have to live under their rules, but it means just acknowledging their wisdom in their day for what it was, you know, that sort of thing. So as we're getting up into the 26th, we got the quarter, coming into the fourth quarter, Aquarius. This is a very special Saturday. We've got Saturday ruled by Saturn. And also, Aquarius is, in old school astrology, ruled by Saturn. So this is one of those blessed days where the moon is in the sign of Saturn on the day that Saturn rules. So that's an extraordinary blessed day for working with Saturn. There's also going to be a long 13-hour void of course before this changeover into this Aquarius energy. So it might seem a bit like a pop once it does finally get into Aquarius after that big drag. So have unplanned activities. Maybe do a yard sale. Do something kind of spontaneous and where you never know who might come around. Also check your electrical wiring, irrigation, water pumps and stuff. Especially coming into this, here we have another long void, of course, 12 hours coming into this Pisces. So Pisces, think of your irrigation and your water pumps and your well. Washing and cleaning. Funny thing, I've noticed with Pisces energy, especially with all this Pisces energy, has a lot to do with stairways. I'm not quite sure I understand it yet. I'm still meditating on it, but Pisces seems to have a big influence on stairs, stairways, staircases, you know, like little closets that are under staircases. Very interesting things have been going on with that, and I'm kind of been thinking along those lines to see if I can understand that energy a little bit better. Also, as we're winding out the month here, you definitely want to get your seeds in the ground. Onions, corn, cauliflower, kale, eggplant, beans, peas, okra, mustard, spinach, radishes, lettuce, carrots, celery, cucumbers, cantaloupes, and marigolds around the perimeter helps keep back the bugs a bit. And that is going to be your April report, and thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the next report.